Welcome to the Look Good, Move Well podcast.
All right, we are back. Satya, how was your Super Bowl?
I do not watch football, but I do watch Bad Bunny. So I loved the halftime show. I caught up with it after online.
Yeah.
And I was just getting a little misty this morning driving over, thinking about that couple that actually got married during the halftime show. It was so cute.
I don't know anything about it. I did not watch.
Oh my God. So apparently Bad Bunny gets invited a lot to people's weddings. And this couple had invited him to hey, come sing at our wedding, come to our wedding. And he's like, I'll do you one better. You can come and get married during my halftime show.
Oh, wow.
And he had this beautiful set and the whole performance was incredible on many levels. But it was this, people say it was like a love letter to Puerto Rico. I would say it's a love letter to, culture, his culture, our culture, our shared culture. And there was this wedding in the middle of it. And it was actually like a real couple.
Wow.
It was like split second, little vignette, but
cool.
You could see that they were like genuinely excited and happy and in love, and that was so cute.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed a lot of I missed everything about the Super Bowl. I didn't tune in at all. I actually got really sick this weekend. Sunday, I laid in bed most of the day.
Bummer.
It was really
Brutal.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was sick. Yeah. So if I sound like I'm sick over here, this is my one sickness of the year.
Yeah.
But I did see a couple commercials.
Did you see the OpenAI one, the Claude one?
I did see the Claude.
That was a great ad. I saved it for my ad inspo.
Nice. It was a little fitness thing on spin on fitness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. And then, so you didn't watch any of the game?
Didn't watch any of the game. Didn't eat any nachos. Did you eat any nachos?
I ate popcorn.
Okay.
But I wasn't.
I did eat
watching
popcorn too, actually.
Not watching the game.
But not related to the Super Bowl.
Unrelated. It's just Sunday.
Just Sunday popcorn time.
Yeah. All right. Well, you said today I want to talk about longevity.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's so funny. Like, did you overhear me ranting about longevity on our sales team meeting this morning? I got a little heated with them. Basically we were reviewing, a call that we had with somebody who's looking at coaching, and they brought up the term longevity, and I just had a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
And I referenced Mr. Jack LaLanne.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were like, who's that?
What?
And which I get, because even I'm pretty young to know Jack LaLanne, but as somebody in the fitness
industry,
well,
sure.
Somebody in the fitness industry, but specifically the reason I know a lot about Jack LaLanne is because his grandson, grandnephew, or I don't know, somebody in the LaLanne family ended up being a CrossFit guy who owned a gym, and it was called LaLanne Fitness in the city. So Chris LaLanne was his and I overlapped with him during my CrossFit time.
Yeah.
So I remember when they opened his gym, it was all about it got all this PR in the city because it was a big kind of thing in the financial district. It was LaLanne Fitness is opening, grandson or whatever, grandnephew of Jack LaLanne. And then they did this big tribute thing. So they definitely leveraged the name, which got me to know a bit more. But I was saying what? People need to understand that longevity is Jack LaLanne. That is what longevity means and looks like. And I started spouting off about Jack LaLanne. And so I just did a little Google search, but Jack LaLanne died at age 96. And this dude, pretty much up until he died, was just getting after it, doing crazy physical feats. He's widely known as the godfather of fitness, and stayed active, lifting weights and exercising well into his 90s. His long, energetic life is often cited as the example of what consistent training, good nutrition, and daily movement can do over decades. So that is my longevity hero, and I think it's who we should be thinking about. And what I was trying to say was if you what did Jack LaLanne do to get into his 90s and being able to do all the exercise that he was doing, you know? And I think what is interesting is that is not what most people think longevity training looks like. They have a different vision of what longevity training looks like. So anyway, I want to, that's what I'm curious to dig into.
Yeah.
What made you curious to talk about it today?
I mean, I think, well, I have similar thoughts around how this is just a term that we hear from our clients and audience members all the time. And I've been thinking a lot very recently about definitions and how important it is to define things when you're talking about them, just to make sure that we're like in the same ballpark, because that term especially is one that struck me as one that just people can have wildly different interpretations of.
Yeah. Holy smokes. I mean, because I hear people say, I want like to train for longevity.
Yeah.
I hear people say they want to be lean. I hear people say they want to have, they want to be functional.
Mm-hmm. They want to stick around longer for their kids. That's a phrase we hear a lot.
Yeah. Like health span, something like that. But like, these are not I can probably guess what people are feeling when they think about these things and what they want. But it's like, all right, well, if I actually define what this looks like for you, and then we work backwards from that to like, well, where are you at today?
Yeah.
What does it take to actually change that? Then I think a lot of people will use terms like this because it makes it seem like it's a bit more manageable, a bit more achievable. Like, and they often will say like, I want to be strong, but I don't need to set any PRs.
I don't need to look like a bodybuilder.
Yeah, I want to be lean, but I don't need to look like a bodybuilder. Like, I don't need to set PRs. I just want to train for longevity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it's a soft goal that doesn't hold people accountable to like
Right.
the potential that they could actually have if
Right.
they got really honest about the difference between where they are and where they want to go.
And why not get really honest? Because
Yeah.
it's freaking scary.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, if I actually get honest,
I might fail.
I might have to face this reality that like I am way under performing, or I am like in this part of my life, or like
Yeah.
I'm so far off of where I could potentially be.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is I've just neglected it. I've kept sort of like I haven't had like the right mindset or mentality around it. And yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I mean, we draw so many parallels between fitness and financial concepts, but it's sort of like someone saying like, oh, like I really want to make 6 figures. And then if you say to them, well, why don't you go for like 7 figures?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's too big a goal. Like I could never get there. Like, I don't believe I could get there. It's like, well, you might not, but like if you aim for that, then you might get a lot further than if you sort of sell yourself short on your goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, yes, there are certainly similarities to the financial, to financial thinking. Makes me think of like the guy that does like the meme videos or like the joke videos online, where it's like he'll always comment on like these business, like financial guru type people who are like he made the like reaction video to Hormozy being like, well, the easiest way to get $1 billion is just buy something for 10 and sell it for 11.
Right,
so you just made $1 billion. He's like, the easiest way to make $1 trillion is just to buy something for 1 trillion, sell it for 2 trillion. Obviously, I know some people hear that and they might like not resonate with it because if you're like in a career that has sort of like maybe like you have a skill set that the career trajectory of it is like you're working for other people. This is like the salary, range.
Sure. All I'm saying is dream big.
All you're saying is dream big, but it's like when it comes to your health and fitness and like what the human body is capable of, I agree. Like there's kind of, we're all playing on relatively similar, with similar hardware here, and like in terms of our bodies, like there's certainly genetic differences, and probably more important than genetic differences is lifestyle differences. Like what do you have access to? What do you have?
What's
what do
under
you
your control?
What's under your control? And it's like, well, if you shoot for a Ferrari, but you only end up with a Mercedes, like because you were working hard for the Ferrari, you might be pretty stoked about that. Versus like, I was just trying to like get this like, 78 Toyota Corolla, and I didn't reach it, or you did, and you're like, I still have a 78 Toyota Corolla.
Nice.
And nothing against the Toyota Corolla, because
Me neither.
it's awesome. I'm not a big car person anyway, so it's like, well, what a Ferrari for Toyota, who cares? I'd rather spend that on something else. Either way, find an analogy that works for you. You've got lots of potential, dream bigger. And because dreaming big with fitness and health can be scary. It's like, oh, I really got to evaluate what I've done to my body to this point, or what it might, like the challenge it might take. And around fitness, and like why I bring up Jack LaLanne is, for the longevity piece, it's like, I just want to train for longevity. Well, I've heard like, even Peter Attia talk about, let's back up there for a second. Minus all of the recent controversy around Peter Attia. Let's go back. Let's just wind back to like maybe a month ago before anything. A month ago, Peter Attia was like the longevity kind of guru. And he has this concept of the centenarian decathlon. So have you heard of this? Have you heard him talk about this?
No.
It's like, what are the physical feats I want to be able to do when I'm 100 years old? Like I'm training, he's like, I train for the centenarian decathlon. Like I want to be really fit when I'm strong, when I'm 90 or 100, meaning like, I don't want to just live long. I want to be like kicking ass when I'm old, Real quick, if you guys want to get built and not burnt, I made a very cool free blueprint just for you. It shows you how to use my 360-10 formula across an entire week, including sample workouts and nutrition. This is the same system that our clients use to lose an average of 5.5 pounds of fat per month. And they're making the most out of just 3 hours in the gym per week. If you have young kids or life is just crazy busy, you've got nagging pain and injuries, and you just can't face going to extremes that used to work before, be sure to check out the free Built Not Burnt blueprint. You can get it at functional-bodybuilding.com/free. So I appreciated that. But if you look at like, well, what are the things that you want to be able to do when you're that old? And he has like a list of stuff. It's like, I want to be able to do A, B, C. I want to be able to like hike up a hill. I want to be able to, carry my groceries from the store home. I want to be able to do like, let's call them 10 skills that would mean that you're very independent as a 80, 90, 100-year-old person. Someone's like, yeah, that's all I'm training for. I'm just training for like longevity. I just want to be able to do those simple things. I'm like, well, you're 40. So like, yeah, you got that in the bag. You don't have to do a thing at 40 to be able to do that. You can already win the centenarian decathlon. But in order to get to 100 and be able to do that well, you better reframe your thinking that today you cannot just do the bare minimum to accomplish these skills and tasks. You actually have to, like, because those things are very challenging for a stereotypical 100-year-old. Like, those are 1 rep max efforts for somebody who's 90 or 100. So you think that doing anything less than like hard 1 rep max, like pushing yourself super, super hard when you're 40 is going to amount to anything that looks like that when you're 100. And that is this big misconception and that's what I was like, well, Jack LaLanne at 96 years old or 94 years old was getting after it. What do you think he was doing when he was 40, 50, 60, 70, 80? Like, do you think he was just like, I just want to, be able to get up and down, right? In order to be able to do the 90-year-old feats that set him apart from everybody else and to like live a very robust life that could do a lot of things in those later decades of life, the things that he had to do when he was younger were not just what people I think are kind of thinking that longevity training should feel like.
Yeah. Well, can we get more specific here? Because I want to know the difference between like what is actually necessary if we're going to follow like a Jack LaLanne model or a functional bodybuilding model of like what you actually need to do that's different than what specifically.
I think when Jack LaLanne was 40, he was swimming from Alcatraz back to San Francisco with a tugboat on a rope connected to his body. Like that, like legit, I think that he did that.
Right.
I mean, let's fact check me on that. But I mean, do you have to get into the bay and tug a boat
like,
around?
do you have to be that hardcore?
No, you don't have. Well, it's so let's not. Wait a minute. You do have to be that hardcore. Like that's his version of hardcore.
Yeah.
What is your version of hardcore? Like, I want to do those things. So guess what I was doing on Saturday? I was deadlifting 400 and something pounds. Like, and I felt like my eyes were going to pop out of my head. Like it was really hard. Did I risk injury? Was I being reckless? Was I, pushing my body to a point that I couldn't recover from for a week? Was I trying something, dangerous? None of those things. That for me is me pushing myself. What is you pushing yourself? Well, it starts with not saying like, oh, I'm just gonna, just coming in for longevity training.
Just gonna check a box.
Just gonna check a box, right? And that was kind of my message to like, because there's a lot of people who will say that, and it's like, our job is in part to meet people where they're at, but if their mindset is like, oh, I just got to do, the bare minimum, then the work is actually to help them change that mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the mindset that's going to get you. Yes, like don't compare yourself to the person that's doing nothing. You're going to be better than the person doing nothing. But you don't want to just be better than the person doing nothing. You want to be strong and capable and doing things that your parents could never do in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. And that is not going to happen by just, doing the bare minimum and checking boxes at 40. It's not going to happen if you just say like, oh, I don't really need to set any PRs. Like, I don't need to be that strong. I just want to lose a little bit of body fat. I don't need to be ripped. I don't need to be super jacked. I don't need to look like Marcus. I don't need to, like, I don't want to do anything extreme. Like, I just want to train for longevity. 100% don't want to hurt myself, so I better just keep it like, I shouldn't lift anything really heavy because I don't want to hurt myself. It's like, it's that mentality that I think is being perpetuated by a misinterpretation of what longevity means, longevity training.
And so what do you say to somebody to help break down that belief?
Well, a couple of things that I use are like, once you get past a certain age, and this is just more of like a conceptual thing. It's not like I don't have like a hard date, although some people might say like, hey, the studies show that at this point there's like a pretty hard cliff that you fall off of in terms of muscle mass retention and strength retention and hormones, et cetera, et cetera. But truthfully, like at some point, maintenance, if you just consider like that you think I'm just doing maintenance, like physiological and chronological age will turn what your perception of maintenance, it will be declined. You will just be getting worse. If you do the same thing every day from now for the next 20 years, I promise you will be weaker like year after year until you get to 60. It will know like what the effort maintenance in the gym will lead to you getting less strong. So it's also maybe painting a picture of like, well, how do you think, adaptation happened when you were younger? Like, how did you hit your PRs when you were younger? I came in each day and I pushed myself to my limit. I pushed myself a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, right? And because you were young, and because your hormones were optimized, and because you didn't have a lot of stress in your life, because you could train 5 days a week, because you could do all the things that you were doing, when you push yourself hard and you recovered, you got a little bit better, right? Now, maybe 15, 20 years later, you're not getting better and better and better every day because you're older, hormones are not optimized, you're not recovering as well, you're not able to prioritize sleep as much, you have more stress in your life. Like, you're not doing the recovery practices to see your numbers keep going up. Because there are definitely men and women that have set lifetime PRs into their late 30s, 40s, and 50s on weightlifting, who have just been consistent and prioritized that and made that their life. It's possible, and it has been done. But you can't do that because of your lifestyle. But it doesn't mean that you get to train less hard. You still got to go in and do something to your body that's going to demand some adaptation.
Yeah.
And just because you're not optimizing your recovery, that's what's going to mean maybe you're not going to see the PR numbers keep going up and up and up. But if you stop pushing yourself to near failure, or stop pushing yourself close to your threshold, or challenging yourself beyond just the bare minimum, or even just like hard-ish training, and you don't get real, nasty with your training from time to time, like, then you've taken away the stimulus, and you've taken away the recovery, and you've added age into that. Like, that's where people just start to decline. And that's what I want people to not fall victim to that.
Yeah.
Are you getting after it still, Satya?
Well, I was just thinking about this as we were talking.
Yeah. Is this making you think about your getting after it phase?
Yeah. I mean, in some things, most certainly, and other things, no.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of like, what is that balance of, push and pull where, I'm able to recover. I'm able to work with the inputs that I'm giving my body right now.
Yeah. Well, what if there's like phases you go through where you don't recover?
Right.
What's going to go wrong?
Yeah.
You're going to be a little sore, a little tired, a little overtrained.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. Don't be scared. My neck's been hurting for a little bit. Keep pushing through it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not here to be like, no pain, no
gain.
gain.
Go break your body.
Go break your body. No. But yeah, like,
but
we just wrapped up a training cycle last week.
Yeah.
I pushed the last training day to Saturday. Mm-hmm. Happened to be deadlifts. I chose to do sumo deadlifts.
Yeah.
Guess what day one of this new cycle was?
Sumo deadlifts.
Yeah, it was. So on 48-hour rest, I'm back in here and I'm like, oh, I'm a little sore, whatever. Got after it.
Sure.
Did some heavy deadlifts today. And it's all right. It's like, push it. It's like, I'm not recovered. Okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the more people are optimizing and there's more like tools out there to, get the job done with like aids and pharmaceuticals and all kinds of things, like, maybe one of the only true things that we have left to really get out and feel what it's like to have a human body is to go out and do like really hard physical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's rewarding.
Super rewarding.
Yeah.
But I've kind of skirted around your question. Like, what does longevity training actually mean? You wanted to break it down more concretely, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what comes up for you? What comes to mind for you? What is longevity training for Satya have to entail? What do you think?
Yeah, and I was thinking too, like, what comes to mind for me when I say, like, I mean, I want to train for longevity. What I think about is like that I live on a super steep, somewhat slippery driveway, and I want to be able to like take my garbage cans down the driveway and back up when I'm 90 and live in my house that has a ton of stairs.
Yeah.
On a hill.
Right. Well, okay. Let's use the Willem analogy. Remember him?
Yeah.
He was like, I just don't want my back to hurt when I'm playing golf.
Yeah.
I was like, well, Willem, do you think if you like could back squat like 250 pounds,
Right,
like,
right.
ass to grass for like a set of 10, like, do you think your back would even be an issue?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't done.
I know. Okay, sorry. Jeez, dude. Shut your mouth. I'm talking over here.
I mean, the other thing is like, it's like I think of Pamela. I never know how to pronounce her name. Gagnon. She's the like person who did the muscle up training program that I followed.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, she's like a CrossFit person.
After our post fail the other day.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were about to say something about Pamela Anderson. I was like,
No.
wait, what's happening here?
No, that's a whole other topic. But no, she has this thing where like, she's a super good gymnast and she's like, I want to still be able to do like a strict muscle up like can I still do like a strict muscle up and like press into handstand and like these other things like every single year. And she's like getting older and older and older. It's like, still got it. Yeah. I think about that. And it's like, that's just sort of like a representation that sums up the fact that like I would still have to be getting after it in the gym, focusing on consistent training, focusing on, decent body composition, focusing on being just overall like a fit person in my lifestyle and in my habits,
right?
But I think it does like bring up the question for me of like, like I still want to be doing the same things I'm doing right now as long as possible. And what I mean by like the things I'm doing right now, it's like, heavy strength training and being active during the day and following good nutrition practices and feeling like I'm capable, feeling like I'm more strong and capable than a lot of people my age.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and I think, and maybe you're saying this in another way, but like probably the most important ingredient is like doing things that are hard enough to make it feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I just, I had that an experience for about 8 years of my life. So I was this athlete for most of my life. And, there were like maybe 5 or 6 years where almost every physical, like, thing that was put in front of me, like a physical feat or like, can you do this? Can you do this? Like, hey, you should try this. Like I was almost always capable of doing it.
Yeah.
And it was the years that I was doing it was my CrossFit years where I was, and people who just like actually watched my training for CrossFit. It wasn't CrossFit training. It was like lots of aerobic training, lots of strength training, lots of Olympic lifting, tons of gymnastics. Like I did all the things that you see in the sport, but I trained it just with like immense volume and intensity. Mm-hmm. I just did such hard stuff every day that challenged me, that pushed me to my edge, that anytime somebody's like, hey, can you do this thing? I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. Like,
yeah.
And that's like if you want to have like the ability to just drop of a hat, like, oh, I can go do that thing still. I still got the muscle up.
Right.
So, well, then your training better make muscle ups look
like nothing. Yeah.
Right. It's like your training better make walking down a very steep, wet driveway with a 100-pound, green waste bin, with branches and rocks and trees and dirt in it look like whatever.
Yeah.
And, I actually saw Scott Panchik, who's like a CrossFitter that I competed with for years, the other day on Instagram pop up, and his thing was like, it's like his annual test to see if he can still snatch 275 and clean and jerk 315. He's like, how many years am I going to be able to keep doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's 40 yet. He's almost 40, but he's getting it. I'm like, damn, that's fucking great. I think he's got young kids now too. So yeah. I don't think I got that 275 snatch.
Me neither.
Damn it, Scott. I need to. My training's not making that look easy.
Yeah.
I need to level up. Anyway, I once the mindset is there and you understand that moving gracefully into these older years is going to look like doing some hard stuff.
Yeah.
Then we can get down to what the prescription looks like for you. But it's going to look harder than program hopping, doing workouts that look fun.
Yeah.
You know, getting like lifting hard-ish. You know, it's going to look like periodically like going for a max, like, you know, pushing yourself where you're like, oh my God, this feels sketchy. I did it. Okay, wow. And yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot from like all the years. Like, you don't have to hurt every day. You don't have to train like unintelligently.
Sure.
You can train intelligently, but intelligent training and longevity training is not easy training. Yeah. It's not easy mode. It's still hard, and it should still feel really hard. And that's like, you know, obviously we talk a lot about like intelligent training design and using tools to keep you progressing safely. Don't mistake that for kicking back and, you know, just chilling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the other day in my training, I did have the thought where I was like, how come everybody else like takes a deload week? I'm like, I can't remember when I've ever had a deload week.
Well, yeah, I actually this past week, and I honestly, I think that's why I got sick this weekend. It's the first weekend in a while, or first week of training in a while where I was like, damn, I've really pushed it hard. And after Saturday's session, I think that kind of
your body tapped out.
Yeah, my body maybe tapped out and was
time
like,
to rest, buddy.
Time to sit in bed and eat popcorn all day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want you guys to live long, gracefully, and be able to do cool things, and for many, many years to come. And that's going to look like getting after it now. So change the mindset, apply the strategy, apply the intelligent training approaches, and surround yourself with other people who are getting after it too. It'll make it a heck of a lot easier to keep it going.
For sure.
See you next time.
See ya.